2,500 locations across the United States. We're now available in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, Ohio, Idaho, Illinois, Michigan, Montana, Oregon, and Texas. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, enter your city or zip, and find the nearest location closest to you.
Live from our studios in Austin, Texas, this is Drinkin Bros Fake News with Ross Patterson, Dan Hollaway, Papa G with the traffic,
How you feel?
Not good.
Yeah?
field reporter Hot Bob, and Delco Dan with sports. Welcome to Fake News.
Yeah! Welcome to Drinkin Bros Fake News, everybody. Bringing you the realest, fakest news of the week. D'Anthony, America's back. America feels like it's back. Find that picture of Mike Tyson. We're doing a thing with him for my bookie this weekend. Heading down to that fight tomorrow night with my boy. My parents took me to see a Mike Tyson fight as a child. I'm taking my child now. I don't know if it's a good decision yet, in case he bites an ear off and spits it in front of my child. Sarah Gonzalez hit me up and said that today.
He's got to grow up sometime.
I don't think it's now. So here was him at the weigh-in this morning. Pop this up. 58, man. Jesus Christ, dude. What do you think? He's on the gas? You think he's on any gas?
I don't know who's in charge of doing drug testing for whatever organization they're fighting under, but
Texas.
It's a sanctioned fight, so
It's Texas.
I don't know.
Yeah. Not sure. But Jake Paul, though, Delco, I told you this the other day. Man, I might have been wrong. He got on the scales today and looked pretty fucking good himself. So we'll see. We'll see. Either way, D'Anthony and I, after the show is over, we'll be doing a giveaway here for a signed Mike Tyson boxing glove, courtesy of MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles that first deposit up to $1,000. So we're all betting on this thing. Man, I can't wait for that. But it feels like every hour something's popping out. It just says, America's back. America's back. Shout out to the bachelor party here in the back. The 6 of you guys came in, brought us some J&L barbecue back there. Some of our faves. And speaking of which, Ryan Mills is, they're having a little tasting down there. I'm not sure if Rye Guy's in town or not, but we'll go ahead and give you the address for J&L Barbecue. They got a tasting on Saturday, November 16th from 4 to 7 p.m. The Big Country Liquor, Beer, and Wine, 6619 Forest Hill Drive, Forest Hill, Texas, 76140. All the new flavors are there. They all taste like Liquid Jolly Ranchers, so be careful out there. I'm going to crack one open today because America's back, damn it. Speaking of Hard AF Seltzer, we left 30% of the company open to you, so you can invest now. That's wefunder.com/hardafseltzer. You might as well own it. You're drinking it, you're buying it, you're posting it, you're giving it out to people. You might as well be an owner in it. Please invest with us and help us out. We're trying to get tall boys across America. Not only the flavors, but we're looking at a T. Fingers crossed here. Fingers crossed. We'll see what happens. Go to wefunder.com/hardafseltzer today and invest with us. But feels like America keeps winning here. Top story. Matt Gaetz named Attorney General, and then he immediately resigned from his congressman's seat down there in Florida.
Yeah, it's fun. Well, I mean, I guess the order of events was that he called Mike Johnson.
Mike who?
Yeah, to let him know that he was resigning. And Johnson was like, wait, what? What are you talking about? He's like, oh, it's because I'm going to be the attorney general. I was like, oh, okay. So resigning allows DeSantis to appoint somebody within 8 weeks, I think.
Correct.
So makes sense. I'm sure Mike Waltz will do that as well. They're both in deeply red areas. I think it was 65% for Gaetz and 66.5% for Waltz. So those are like red. Nothing to worry about there. Obviously, even if they run a special election or whatever. But there might be 3 special elections because I wouldn't be shocked if Byron Donalds gets elevated to Senate by DeSantis. And then his seat also 60+% for him, so that's fine.
There's another name that popped in there last night.
Yeah, Laura Trump's on there as well. We'll see how it goes. I don't know how much more work the RNC needs. If there's a need for her there, even for the Senate seat or for one of the congressional seats, I think would make more sense for her as one of the congressional seats. But then there's Stefanik.
Elise?
That one is going to be a bit more of a problem. I don't anticipate Kathy Hochul helping out at all, obviously.
No, she's out of New York. Yeah.
But she's another one in a deep red city. Like her congressional district was like, I think she was 66.5% as well.
No shit. Up in New York?
Yep.
What is she up by Buffalo?
No, she's in where's Stefanik?
I always picture Bills fans being partiers and Repubes. Are they not Repubes up there?
It's blue up there.
In Buffalo?
Yeah.
They're crashing through tables, drinking fucking alcohol, and they're not Repubes? That's a shocker.
She is Albany.
Yeah, so central New York then.
Okay.
At central and north, actually. She goes right up to Canada, but it's like northeast.
Northeast.
Yeah, so Albany's in it, and then it's rural.
And Buffalo is
Buffalo's to the west.
Are they liberal?
It's a city. I mean, most cities
So
are
what?
blue.
No, dude. No. What do
you
we
mean
say
no?
in there?
Most cities are blue.
What do we say in there? That it's what, Bob? Why are most cities blue? Bob?
I have no idea. It's a new saying for me.
Is it? Okay. Just checking. I don't know why most urban cities are blue, Bob, but I thought you would have the answer there. So that is a shocker to me. Because Texas got more red.
Yeah.
On that map?
Yeah, Texas has gotten redder in every election since 2012, actually. So I don't know, like, there's been a lot of Texas is going to go blue in 10 years.
I was one of those guys.
Years or 15
I was one of those
years.
guys. Yeah.
It's never going to happen.
Interesting.
As a matter of fact, one of the biggest migrations we've seen since between 22 and 24 are liberals leaving Texas and going to Colorado.
No shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they came here very briefly.
Yep.
Or it's people that were here before, and they were like, oh, Texas is super red. I want to get out of here, and blah, blah, blah. And they're going to Colorado now, so it sucks for you.
Yeah, have fun up there. But I wanted to ask you about this Matt Gaetz thing because there is a internet rumor going around. I don't know if this is true or not, and I haven't really confirmed it here, that as far as Matt Gaetz is concerned, there was an ethics committee hearing that was supposed to happen in 2 days. By him resigning, now he doesn't have to do that, and they can't do anything about it or something like that. Is there any truth to that?
I don't know about any of that, but he's had 3 separate ethics complaints against him. One for going to like a high school fucking kegger or some shit. I don't know what exactly happened, to be honest. It was a party that high school people were at, right?
Okay.
Which is like, I'm sure I actually had this happen in the military. I won't mention anybody's names, but we were having a party at our house, and my buddy, he was a sergeant major in another unit. We were all like sergeants, like E5s. He's an E9. And he shows up with his wife, who was friends. We didn't know he was coming, actually. His wife was friends with one of the other wives, right?
Okay.
They worked at some dentist place or something together. And he shows up to the party, and he looks around, and he goes, I'm out, right? Because... Not to be rude or anything. It's like,
yeah.
I'm not supposed to be here. This is not. And you know, Gaetz should have obviously realized that he wasn't supposed to be at whatever that party was.
Was he married at the time?
Yeah, he's been married for 20 years, I think.
Okay.
I mean, it's even if he wasn't.
No,
you don't get drunk with a bunch
if you're like 34 years old, you shouldn't be at a party with a bunch of fucking college kids.
it depends on what the invite is.
Yeah.
So
that's not true. We party with college kids all the time.
No,
but
college is whatever.
But like
college
this,
is fine.
it wasn't like a high school party, right? But there were people apparently that were 17 there. I guess it's like I don't know. You don't walk around checking people's IDs and shit like that, obviously, but I think you need to be a little smarter if you're going to be in politics, right? So that was a dumb move on his part.
Yeah,
but then again,
great.
But then you see the lawfare, right? The way that the actual Justice Department has been used against people on the right. And I wonder about an ethics committee inside of Congress, which is even worse than the broader thing. I'm like, I don't care about that.
The other part too is if there was like truth to any of this, he would have been gone immediately. Yeah. I think that's just my guess.
Yeah, because he's hated. He's
very hated
deeply and widely hated, not just by Democrats. The establishment Republicans fucking hate him.
So what do you think is going to happen with this?
It's going to be this is the only one that I don't know if they can get confirmed or not.
What is it, 53 or 54? What do we got?
53.
53. What do you need, 50? Do you need 50 or 51?
51.
Shit. So I think there's going to be more than 2 people that say no to that. Now, Thomas Massey said something else that they were in recess.
There is something called a recess appointment, and you may remember it from Trump trying unsuccessfully to do it in 2020. Obama did it in 2014, and then the Supreme Court ruled 9-0 that he didn't have the authority to do it. So the constitutional provision for recess appointments was designed when it took a month to travel on horseback from the far west part of the country to the east part of the country to come back to the legislature and vote, right? So it's like, well, we don't have time to not have a Secretary of War right now. It's going to take fucking 6 weeks to get a quorum. We can't do that. So that's what the provision is made for. It's not made for the president to bypass the confirmation process. And every time it's been tried to be used in that way, it's not gone well. It's either been shut down entirely or it's been revoked by the Supreme Court. So I don't think that's an option. Well, because
let's look at the other side of this. So he's resigned. Let's say he doesn't get confirmed. Then what the fuck does he do?
Run for Congress again? I mean, he could run in the special election for the seat again.
Really?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay. I don't know what the rules are in that. Once you get out,
no, you can go back in. I mean, I don't think, I don't think that's what's going to happen, but we'll see. Now, the other part of it is one of the ways that recess appointments have been blocked in the past, except for legally, is what's called a pro forma session. So it is, you have to do a recess appointment, there has to be at least a 3-day break, right? So a true recess is 3 or more days. You can do what's called pro forma sessions with a smaller quorum and never have a 3 consecutive day break from the Senate chamber, right?
Okay.
That's a thing that the Senate Majority Leader, I believe, would have to do. So I don't know if he would do that. They did that to Trump in 2020. That's how they blocked him. So I don't know if Thune would do that or not, to be honest. I wouldn't expect so, but these days you never know. So
no, you don't. And it's interesting because I'll go back to the Florida thing. Like you said, I believe it's 8 weeks. And Bob, you can look that up because if it is 8 weeks, Trump doesn't get in for more than 8 weeks. So that confirmation hearing is not going until afterwards.
Well, then
Florida has to pick their person.
Yeah, but then they could just make Gaetz a senator.
Interesting.
Yeah, he might get a promotion either way.
Really? Okay. That's wild, man. Fucking politics, Am I right? But yeah, if I had to put money on this right now, just looking at these fucks, I would say, I don't know that he would pass. If he's got to go through Senate, I don't think he passes unless AOC comes out and says Matt Gaetz is the father of my baby because she looks like she's pregnant.
I mean, I can tell you that he's not a super popular guy.
But is he not popular because of how hardcore he is and what would actually happen to these guys in Washington, or just in real life? He's been on this show. He was fine.
Yeah, I think in real life it's fine, but he is an anti-establishment guy in name and in deed, right? So people that profit off the establishment aren't going to like him.
But I love him. I want him in there. I just want to see what would happen.
I mean, I told you
yesterday,
his job is to root out corruption and deep state bullshit.
Yes.
Not to get revenge, or like the revenge guy would have been somebody else. I won't mention names because I don't want to fucking put anybody on blast. But there was a candidate for the AG race, and he was the one. It was like, if you want this, then you take this guy. If you want this, you take this. If you wanted to root out corruption, you take Gaetz, because he doesn't give a fuck if people like him or not, right? If you want to get revenge on all these assholes, the best strategic litigator is this guy. He did not get the job, right? So that's not going to be a priority for the administration. He's there to root out corruption.
Yeah, because that's why I want him in there. So when I say I love him, by the way, I love what he does and what he's capable of. Everything that has gone to those bullshit committees, which I hate, and we all know that from over the years, he at least dominates these people, and he forces them into situations or to say things or not admit things that I'm like, all right, great. And imagine if he was Attorney General, man, you could really go down the list there and check every box.
Yeah, wait until you hear who the FBI director is going to be.
Do you know who it's going to be?
I don't know, man. You know, life is fucking full of surprises.
If I said a name.
No, I'm not doing that.
Okay.
But it is going to, they're trying to space these two out. Actually, these three, Tulsi, Matt, and the other one, they're trying to space them out to allow the liberal outrage to extend across the broadest period of time as possible. It's all strategic, is what I hear.
You know what's weird is on our video here on YouTube, it popped. Did you get this, Bob? 2024 United States elections, and go to this link on AP. Why?
We get that for our softcore now, too.
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know.
We had that on softcore for, what was it?
The episode about the vice president.
Oh, yeah. How
vice
Usha
president.
Vance isn't the first non-white chick married to a vice
Is
president.
this all just AI shit? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, dude.
They're
yeah.
just taking keywords.
Yes.
We know who won the election.
This is
it's
like-
over. Like, the election's over. We already know who won. I won my money. Like, I'm good on this. I don't need a little thing from you.
Speaking of that, the Repubes have officially taken the House. They're at 218 now.
Look at that.
They'll go to 221.
221. Okay.
Yeah.
What else is left out there?
Alaska still hasn't been called, but that's deep red. I mean, that's a assured red. There's one in California that they're waiting for right now, and then there's one additional one. I think. Hold on, let me check really quick. I think it's in. Let's see, Iowa. Yeah, there's one in Iowa that should end soon. It's close though. It's within like 800 votes.
Holy shit.
Yep. 99% reporting, so they may trigger a recount.
Is
there.
the Repube up?
Yeah, and there's one in Maine actually where it's within 700 votes, and the Repube is down 700. So either one of those could flip either way. The one in California is Duarte. That one's safe.
Okay.
He's up 3 points.
And the one I'm seeing here in Alaska that's delayed, it was a polar bear attack. It actually has nothing to do with the election whatsoever. 9 polar bears attacked 52 people there. So
Well, it's Mary Peltola is the incumbent Democrat up there.
her igloo was completely destroyed.
Yeah, it was completely destroyed. She was. This is her first term, I think. Yeah, she was like the fucking. She was in their House of Reps up there.
Was she an extra in True Detective Night Country at all?
No,
Interesting.
no, I don't think so. That was a
I
good
just
one, though.
assumed, but I just assumed everybody from Alaska, because there's only like 40 people that live there, that they were all on the show.
No, she does look like a native, though. So
Can people in Alaska even vote? They're all criminals.
That's a great question, because that's where you go. Yeah,
That's your backup plan.
Yep, we did that story on the show where everybody, like half the population's a criminal up there, and they're hiding from their past. I understand it. I get it. Believe me. But yeah, prayers up to everybody who was in that polar bear attack up there. 52 people. My God. How do you like The View? That's our next story there. ABC News brass are in panic mode as they hunt for conservative voices to balance the rabid anti-Trump rhetoric spewed by the hosts on The View, as well as on the other shows. The New York Post has learned the Disney-owned network, which came under fire over how ABC News moderators grilled Donald Trump during the presidential debate against Vice President Kamala Harris, has been holding a high-level meetings since last week's rout by the former president. Sources close to the situation told the Post. ABC News Group President Deborah O'Connell and her recently elevated boss of ABC News, Alman. You give me that name today? Carmen. I can't do it. I think it's good enough. rebrand. Just go by Alvin Candy or something fun and flirty, all right?
Kara Medvedich.
Gross. I don't fucking do that on this show, all right? Held the intense sit-downs with executive producers of the network's various shows and other senior leaders over there. First on the agenda, according to one insider, is finding a pro-Trump panelist for its top-ranked daytime talk show, co-hosted by ultra-liberals Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, and then Sunny Hostin, and Sarah Haynes. I don't know Sarah Haynes.
Sunny Hostin was making fun of Kamala Harris yesterday. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see it.
Somebody, I don't remember what show it was on, but she was being interviewed about, and she said, like, I'm kind of indirectly responsible for Harris losing just by asking her why she's different than Joe Biden.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, it wasn't supposed to be a gotcha question. I thought that she would be prepared for that because that's the whole campaign. Like, she laid it all out. She's like, that was the whole campaign. And I said what I said, and then she didn't have a response. And I even gave her a second chance to answer the question, and she still didn't have a response.
Are they being honest now about what happened behind the scenes?
Who's they?
As far as like some of these media interviewers go that had her on their shit, because the Caller Daddy thing came out, right?
Yeah.
But did Sunny Hostin say, hey, this was...
I don't know.
Fucking moron?
I don't know if she said anything about all that. She just said, like, people. She said she thinks that's when the bottom fell out for Harris, and that's true, I think.
Okay.
The second part was yesterday. Rogan was talking about why she didn't do his show, and it wasn't about travel or the time. It was because people on her staff lost their shit. Progressives. They didn't want to platform him.
That's not. I wouldn't have done anything.
No. He doesn't benefit in any way by having her on.
No. Probably the opposite, to be honest.
I mean, he gets paid the same amount of money either way.
He does.
Right?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. He owns everything anyways. He owns all that company. So the only thing that it would have done was expose her, really. And he also said that he thought that he thought there was one question that he was going to ask that really wasn't something that they wanted to answer, which is about weed. How she's like pro weed now, but she put all those people in prison.
Yeah. As far as The View goes, though, I can answer this. So they used to have one conservative, like I'm going to put conservative in air quotes there. They used to have one conservative on the panel for years, and then when they hated her enough, they would get her fired or make her cry, and she would run off stage, and then they would replace her with somebody else. I believe, Bob, if you go back and look, I think it was Meghan McCain.
Yeah, it was Meghan McCain forever.
It was and then she cried about something and walked off. I think she might have shit in a bucket in a janitor closet or something like that. But whatever happened to her, she had to leave that show. And then they were trying to pop in, I believe it was Sunny Hostin. So wasn't she a Repube at first? And then what happened to Anna Navarro? Is she not there? Because she was a Repube too for a while. And then switched. She was the Republican voice who suddenly changed mid-air and was just like, I'm a Democrat now. And then she was doing CNN and everything else. So I don't know what's going to happen because, look, we went over this on Ross Patterson Revolution this morning with Whoopi Goldberg. Did you hear that she said she's joining the movement to not have sex?
Oh, yeah. I don't think that's going to be a problem.
Me neither.
For anyone.
No. I don't know anyone that wants to put their penis inside that woman.
No.
So with that, if you're taking a stance that hard, if somebody says anything pro Donald Trump on that show, they would all erupt. So I don't see how they're going to do it unless they talk somebody into the dark side where they just pay him and like a Kinzinger, where it was just like, hey, man, we know you need some cash. You want to hop on over the bunny trail here and just pretend to be a Repube for a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, it would be something like, well, they didn't say conservative, though. They said pro-Trump specifically.
Really?
Yeah, which is odd.
I don't know who that would be.
Yeah, I mean, The View is facing pressure from higher ups. Viewers can expect some major changes, including bringing in new panelists that can bring in a pro-Trump perspective. And that's not going to be Kinzinger or Liz Cheney or any of those people.
No. The other thing that is super weird is it has become a political show. When that started, it was just a normal talk show. Celebrities would go on and talk about, Kung Fu Panda 3 and shit like that, and then they became super political.
I mean, Trump was on in 2016.
I know. And they didn't think he was going to win.
They were talking about how cool he was.
Yeah. And they didn't think he was going to win.
Yeah.
And it was all fun, and then everybody was having a good time. And now they can't. And I don't see What's Whoopi? What is she? 7 years old?
69.
Favorite number, obviously. But
And honestly, like, you wouldn't just to say you did.
Whoopi Goldberg at 69 years old? No, dude.
Just to say you did.
Bob, I don't think I could get it up.
Eddie.
Nope. No.
Eddie, what's that mean?
That's the basketball coach movie where she was a male basketball coach, right?
Yeah.
For the New York Knicks, I believe.
Ghost.
Pull up Ghost Whoopi. Show me an old Whoopi, and I'll give you an honest answer.
What about
No, it's not. There's no good old Whoopi.
what about-
I'm just saying.
Hey.
What about Forrest Whitaker Ghost Dog? Right?
Well-
I'd probably go there before Whoopi, to be honest.
The dog or Forrest Whitaker?
Ghost Dog. Well, yeah, Forrest Whitaker's character. Yeah.
Okay. Pull up old Whoopi here. Is that? Oh, Bob, that's a fucking. There we go. With Swayze.
I mean,
All right.
it's just funny to say you had sex with Whoopi Goldberg.
Well, Ted Danson actually had sex with.
I know.
With Whoopi
I
Goldberg.
can't think of like a funnier name, honestly.
Whoopi.
Yeah.
It's not a real name.
Making
There's no way
Whoopi
that's her
with
real
Whoopi?
name, right? That's got to be a stage name. That's not a real name. But to answer your question, Bob, yeah, back then, fine. You know, but that was 40 years ago. 40 years ago. Like
her name
I
is-
bet you, if you pulled up your own grandmother's picture from 40 years ago, you'd be like, oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah, it's hanging in my house.
Yeah, I know.
Good looking woman. But I grandma's not a bucket list. Or grandma's not
Yet, Bob.
Whoopi's not a bucket list either, but grandma's not funny to say you did.
I don't know.
Hey, I fucked my grandma. That doesn't have the same cachet at
We
a
got
party.
we got a buddy of ours who wants to have sex with his mom, and then he's made a whole entire life out of it.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Yeah, it was on the show. He was on Gare Bear's show back there. I can hear him chuckling behind the old set over here. But have fun with this one, unless she's going to step down, and maybe she is. You know, at 7 years old, she's going to be like, all right, cool. You guys want to hire somebody pro-Trump? I'm going to go do Sister Act 4 or whatever it is. And maybe they pump one more out of her. Who knows? Go straight to Disney or something like that, and then she rides off into the sun. But I don't think she's going to stay after this bullshit. But I understand why they're doing it. MSNBC, CNN, all that shit is for sale right now. And they're cleaning house, so... yeah, we'll see. First up, sponsor-wise, our title sponsor, ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. 40% off every single item in the entire store with the promo code Drinkin Bros at checkout over there. It's everything. There's mattresses, sheets, pillows, adjustable bases, weighted blankets, mattresses for RVs, you name it. It is all 40% off. Doesn't matter how many items you put in the cart. You're good to go, brother. Plus, when you check out, you're going to see a 3-year pay-as-you-go plan. No interest, as long as you have decent credit over there. Fucking check that box, and guess what? Getting yourself a brand new bedroom set for $40-45 a month, okay? America's back. So is GhostBed. All their products are made in America, by the way. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. Next up, got the UAP hearing. The question of whether intelligent alien life is visiting us here on Earth and whether the government is covering it up is no longer a conversation for conspiracy theorists. Bob, can you pull that clip up on Twitter?
There's a bunch of clips. Just keep going.
Yeah, because this is wild to me, man. I've been trying to track this all day, but everybody keeps...
They're all in the
popping them up.
fucking thread here. Just keep going.
Well, I was on air, D'Anthony, so like I didn't get a chance to enjoy
You
all
will.
of
You'll
them.
enjoy them here in a minute. There's a bunch.
But
There's
on Wednesday, yeah, a bunch of witnesses
Yeah.
gave fresh testimony.
Yeah, Schellenberger especially went into detail on Immaculate Constellation program, which you can go to his Twitter now and get a lot more details about. We'll look at the video here in a sec, but that was a big part of it. There was the title of the the title of the hearing is Unidentified Anomalous Phenomena.
I don't like that at all.
Unidentified aerial phenomena is what UAP stands for.
I know, I don't like
They
it.
put anomalous in there for some reason.
Boo! It used to be UFO.
Yeah.
Yeah, UAP sucks.
Exposing the truth. That's the last part of it. So we've seen these hearings. There was one last year in 23. Legislators have kind of been pushing to get some of this stuff out. Nancy Mace, who is a lunatic from South Carolina, and I don't mean that in a bad way. She's a fucking crazy person. Calls people out and fucks them up all the time. It's really funny.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, we're going to try to we're working on a program in 26 to primary John Cornyn here in Texas, and and Lindsey Graham in South Carolina. She's the leading candidate to take his spot in South Carolina. Right
we
now.
hate both of those.
Yeah, they're pieces of shit.
Repubes. And
there's a bunch of other people on that list too. So Mace said that the organization, that is to say the Department of Defense, their reputation for secrecy is not a track record that instills trust among the public, which is absolutely true, right? They've done a bunch of stupid shit. They haven't passed, what do you call it, a budget review, an audit since 2000, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yep. Anyways, so there's a couple of big revelations. The first one is Immaculate Constellation. And instead of me going into it, we're just going to watch this video, Bob.
Yeah, play this because
this is Michael Schellenberger, who's been on the show before.
I feel like we're getting closer to clapping cheeks here.
I don't think we are.
Out.
Well, you're wrong.
Yeah,
It's
you're
all
wrong.
a conspiracy.
No, you're wrong, dude. You think this is a cover-up for Trump and the appointments?
No, dude, this is fucking Project Bluebeam shit.
I don't know, man.
Just play the video.
Yeah, play it.
We have a right to know what UAPs are, no matter what they are. However, we now have existing and former U.S. government officials who have told Congress that AARO and the Pentagon have broken the law by not revealing a significant body of information about UAPs, including military intelligence databases that have evidence of their existence as physical craft. One of those individuals is a current or former U.S. government official acting as a UAP whistleblower. This person has written a report. This is the report that says the executive branch has been managing UAP NHI issues without congressional knowledge, oversight, or authorization for some time, quite possibly decades. Furthermore, these individuals have revealed the name of an active and highly secretive DOD unacknowledged special access program, or USAP. The source of that document told me, that the USAP is a strategic intelligence program that is part of the U.S. military family of longstanding, highly sensitive programs dealing with various aspects of the UAP problem. The new UAP whistleblower claims that the U.S. military and IC database includes videos and images taken using infrared, forward-looking infrared, full-motion video, and still photography. The report that was just shared with Congress says Immaculate Constellation serves as a central or parent USAP that consolidates observations of UAPs by both tasked and untasked collection platforms. Immaculate Constellation includes high-quality imagery intelligence and measurement and signature intelligence of UAPs, the whistleblower's report adds. The sources of this intelligence are a blend of directed and incidental collection capabilities, positioned in low Earth orbit, the upper atmosphere, as well as military and civilian aviation altitudes and maritime environments. The report to Congress details in detail various UAPs, including spheres, orbs, disks, saucers, ovals, triangles, boomerang, arrowhead, and irregular organic. The report describes various incidents found in the human intelligence databases. One involved orbs surrounding and forcing an F-22 out of its patrol area. In another incident, the crew of a Navy aircraft carrier watched a small orange-red sphere rapidly descend from a high altitude of 100 to 200 yards directly above the flight deck of the CVN, or aircraft carrier. And since my reporting on this Immaculate Constellation last month, another source came forward who told me that they saw a roughly 13-minute-long high-definition, full-color video of a white orb UAP coming out of the ocean approximately 20 miles off the coast of Kuwait. It was filmed from a helicopter. Then halfway through the video, the person said the orb is joined by another orb that briefly comes into the frame from the left before rapidly moving again out of the frame. The person discovered the video on SIPR, the Secure Internet Protocol Router Network, which the DoD uses to transmit classified information. A leading UAP researcher who utilizes the Freedom of Information Act to find out what the government knows, John Greenwald, told me last year that the U.S. government had been increasingly denying his requests for UAP information. He has been doing FOIA requests for 27 years and has an archive of 3 million pages. The government has for decades denied any interest in UFOs, he told me, but the documents that he has assembled show that behind the scenes it was a completely different story. Contrary to the hopes of many advocates of transparency, the government has been restricting more information since the leak of 3 UAP videos in 2017. The DoD organization AARO has been labeling many documents with a B7 exemption, which Greenwald says does not make any sense.
So all I heard in this whole thing, and I'm in the chat with everybody else, is alien cheeks are getting clapped.
Well, this is just the first one. You can hear from Nancy Mace and a couple of other people at the hearing that they were warned to not bring up Immaculate Constellation and that they would be put on some list of some sort. 3 different people made that statement during this. Obviously, they don't give a fuck. They all posted the documents on their own Twitter.
Yeah.
The next one is UAP retrieval programs. So there are programs inside of the U.S. government that have now been they're still classified, but they've been made public that retrieve UAPs. There's a team or some fucking organization or something that does it. And the way they found it out is because people are receiving disability payments for getting injured on the jobs. So play the next video.
Whoa, hang on. Injured doing what exactly?
Recovering alien aircraft.
No
or
way,
UAPs,
dude.
right? It could be tech from other countries as well, but we'll get there.
Or it could be the green liquid that comes out of the alien bodies is melting into their own skin, and then they're losing fucking legs, dude. That's a real possibility that I want you guys to consider here.
Yeah,
go ahead and play this clip. Did they talk about it in this clip?
Just, yeah. This guy talks
Comes
about
to
a lot.
Blue Force Technologies, I would not be able to discuss.
Okay. Are you read into secret UAP crash retrieval programs?
We would have to have a conversation in a closed session, ma'am. I signed documentation 3 years ago that restricts my ability to discuss specifically crash retrievals. I submitted for my book through the DOPSR process, which took a year for it to be reviewed. And what is in the book is what I was told I'm allowed to talk about.
Has the government conducted secret UAP crash retrieval programs, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Were they designed to identify and reverse engineer alien craft, yes or no?
Yes.
Does the U.S. government have any reverse? Okay, we've already answered that question about retrieval programs. Do any U.S. contractors have the same?
I would prefer to address that in a closed session, ma'am.
Okay. In your book, you mentioned government employees who've been injured by UAPs, placed on leave, and receiving government compensation for their injuries. Is that correct?
That is correct.
How can the government deny we have recovered craft if they're paying people because they've been injured by recovered craft?
Ma'am, that's a great question. That's why I think we're here again, because I've seen the documentation by the U.S. government for several of these individuals who have sustained injuries as a result of a UAP incident.
It's a crazy idea, right? The hypocrisy and the logic. Okay, Mr. Schellenberger, I'm going to say it again.
I love all of this.
Okay, so next are living aircraft. So they have this discussion about the human body can absorb or handle. This is, I think, Anna Paulina Luna. The human body can withstand a certain amount of G-force, and there are craft that we've recovered that allegedly are 1,000 times more Gs.
Okay.
Because of how fast they travel. It's like, how could that possibly be alive or be a living thing? Is it just a probe or whatever? And they're like, the guy's statement was something to the effect of, we have to start re-examining what we mean when we say life. This is Battlestar Galactica. It's like Cylons.
Yeah.
Damn it. I was about to bring up Cylons and do my nerd voice, but...
Too bad, Bob. He beats you today,
Yep.
okay?
Would you like to?
This is pretty much just Cylons from Battlestar Galactica. It's nothing new for anyone who's ever watched the show before, but congratulations for Congress for getting it right, finally.
Yep.
Play
It's
the video.
liquid. It's liquid, right?
No, it's
like a
it's
part
a
mach-
cybernetic organism.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but it's got
yeah.
it's fleshy too. It's
Yeah.
got
Damn it, man.
Anyways.
I was right. I was right about everything.
Play the video.
Elizondo, in regards to these aircraft being piloted by whatever they might be, non-human biologics, would you agree that it's likely that they are being piloted by some mind-body connection?
Ma'am, I think it is safe to presume here that they are being intelligently controlled because some cases seem to anticipate our maneuvers, and in other cases they seem to I came across an email where the word "stalked" was used in a very secure email between Navy officers discussing their ships being pursued by a UAP.
In our previous panel, we had Grush, and he had testified to say that some of these were interdimensional beings. Can you speak on that at all?
Ma'am, I'm not qualified, certainly as a scientist or otherwise, to speculate points of origin. I looked at everything from a scientific perspective. So if you look at, for example, instantaneous acceleration, which was one of the observables of the program that I belong to, ATIP, the human body can withstand about 9 G forces for a short period of time before you suffer negative biological consequences. blackouts and ultimately redouts and even death. Comparison, our best technology, the F-16, which is one of this older platform, but one of our most highly maneuverable aircraft, manned aircraft, made by General Dynamics, can perform about 17 or 18 G-forces before you start having structural failure, meaning that the airframe begins to disintegrate while you're flying. The vehicles we're talking about are performing in excess of 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 Gs.
Whoa.
So are you, I guess, would it be safe to infer that they're living craft?
You know, I'm not prepared at this point to state for the record is something alive or not, because even that definition is hard. There was a time in science we thought that life required oxygen, and we now know that's not true. There are anaerobic bacteria that thrive in
We call them
oxygen,
extremophiles.
environments
actually.
that lack oxygen. And so also same with photosynthesis. When I was in college, I was told everything is derived from photosynthesis as a form of energy. In reality, that's not true. There are things that live off of chemosynthesis. So we're constantly having to reevaluate our understanding of what the definition of life is.
Yeah. So extremophiles, for example, you can look that word up, and it's spelled exactly like you think it would be. There are very small creatures that live inside of like fucking what do you call it? Like tar sands and geysers and shit like that with the temperature. That's a water bear right there, but that's an example of an extremophile. Very resilient little creatures. Now, you've heard the word biologics a couple of times in this. That just means something that's alive. We say that because, you know, aliens always seem humanoid in our heads, right? Bipedal. We think they're going to look
Because
like
of the movies, yeah.
Yeah, we think they look like a person, or maybe it's a monster in some of the other ones, but usually that. Life can mean a lot of things. That's what he's alluding to. It doesn't mean that fucking somebody that looks like us is going to walk through the door like, hey, guys, we just been hanging out around the galaxy, you know. But
Well, unless they do the contact thing, right? And they're like, hey, I just wanted to look like your dad because I didn't want to scare you.
Yeah. Now, this next video is about biologics specifically and whether or not they've been recovered.
Okay. This, again, I was on air, so I didn't get to see this earlier, but does this motherfucker say they have? Play this shit. Now I'm all in. God damn.
In the discussions, it's simply about material, or is there a discussion about it was previously testified that there was biologics that were collected. Are you aware of any of that?
I am, sir, aware of the reporting that biologics have been recovered. Again, my focus was more nuts and bolts, looking at the physical aspects of these phenomenon, how they interacted around military equities and nuclear equities. So I'm certainly not a medical expert. I would not be able to probably provide you a whole lot of value in that simply because I don't have the expertise.
But was anything described as that we have possession of bodies?
Yes.
We have is it multiple types of creatures, or?
Sir, I couldn't answer that. I can tell you anecdotally that it was discussed quite a bit when I was at the Pentagon. The problem is the supposed collection of these biological samples occurred before my time, in fact, before I was even born.
And was this part of the Lockheed Martin discussion, or was this the biologics is a completely separate?
Separate yet related.
Okay. Has anyone made contact?
Sir, I'm sorry, could you specify?
Has there been any, to your knowledge, any communication with a non-human life form?
So the term communication is a bit of a trick word because there's verbal communication like we're having now. The problem is you also have nonverbal communication. And so I would say definitively yes, but from a nonverbal meaning, when a Russian reconnaissance aircraft comes into U.S. airspace, we scramble 2 F-22s, and we are certainly communicating intent and capability. I think the same goes with this. We have these things that are being observed over controlled U.S. airspace, and they're not really doing a good job hiding themselves. They're making it pretty obvious they have the ability to even interfere with our nuclear equities and our nuclear readiness.
Yeah. So it's like saying it without saying it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's always going to be the case when you're dealing, like, if you're talking about some other life form, it's not like they're going to roll up speaking a human language, right? Mm-hmm. Now, this final one, it's the same guy. I think we should just play this one and let it speak for itself.
Has the government conducted secret UAP crash retrieval programs, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, were they designed to identify and reverse engineer
I think
alien
this is
craft,
longer
yes or
than
no?
the other one that has shit at the end
Does
of
the
it.
U.S. government have any reverse, okay, we already answered that question about retrieval
Or maybe
programs.
not. No, that's just the
Um,
same one.
Do any U.S. contractors
All right, you can move
have a-
on. Speaking of moving on,
My phone's blowing up.
living
over
in
here.
an alien world, RFK is going to be the HHS secretary.
Just got that text from like 10 people right now.
Yeah, very interesting.
So breaking news here, and we'll go back to the alien thing. But President-elect Trump has appointed Robert F. Kennedy Jr. to lead the Department of Health and Human Services. It's accountability time here for Big Pharma and some Pfizer execs. Fauci. This seems like another pointed thing here for him. God damn, dude. This is wild. So they're just going to unleash on everything and just be like, all right, cool. Because even this alien shit, there's a lot of people that said what Delco said earlier, that this is a distraction from what's going on and everything else. I don't have that answer. However, I believe all this shit is true. You?
Yeah.
Now, the question is it other countries that are developing the technology, or is this coming from outer space or other planets?
There's non-human life forms. They allude to it multiple times, but there are non-human life forms that we've run into. But I would say probably a great deal of what you see is also, super advanced tech from the human side. The question is, and one of the reasons they brought this guy on, we've heard about it before, is, and he alluded to it in one of those videos as well. Have we recovered vehicles to reverse engineer them? The answer is yes. That's probably where you see some of these extreme leaps in technology over the past, let's say, what year was that?
1947.
47,
Yep.
yeah, over the last 80 years.
So when I interviewed that guy who worked on the base years and years and years ago, we ended up we found the audio of it and played it. I think it was on Ross Patterson Revolution, I believe. I was in his house. He was like in his 80s, the colonel or whatever. Shit, it was so long ago, forgive me. But that's exactly what he said. So he said when they recovered all that shit, they took it away and they were simply using it to study because they couldn't figure out the tech in it. But he goes, if you look at all the aircraft that is coming out now, that's what it looked like in 47, but it's just taken us that long to get there to figure out the aerodynamics of this type of shit.
Yeah.
So if they've recovered let's say it's the liquid body or whatever the fuck that is, right? What he said earlier. What is it?
Biologic.
Yeah, biologics. They're probably studying that now, trying to figure that out, but trying to contain that to a lab or something else like that.
Sure, yeah. I mean, you don't want cross contamination, but more important than what you might be thinking, which is we don't want to get some weird alien disease, is being able to actually study it, right? Because one of the biggest problem with space travel, and you hear about it with this radiation belt stuff, that's about going to the moon. Like, oh, you can't go outside. We've done it, so shut up. But I'll say this, traveling through space and being exposed long-term to a lot of radiation like that is a problem. It's a big problem. It's going to mutate us. It'll probably cause some cancers. It'll probably cause some I don't even know what you would call it, benign mutations as well. I mean, that's how evolution works, right?
Yeah.
So there'll probably be some of that as well. But we need to figure out how to travel through space for long periods of time and super fast. And we have, again, he mentioned that we have our ideas about what life is and what it isn't. So we're going to, I mean, it's certainly really important to understand that stuff. I'll say that. It
is, and I think it will evolve to that point. However, I don't think we'll be alive for it.
It's going to take some time, yeah, for sure. But I think there will be colonies on the moon and Mars before our death, for sure. I would expect so. Sometime in the next, I would say 25 years, probably.
I mean,
maybe outside of your window, but
yeah, I was going to say.
Well, you say they, and you mean the government. We're talking about Elon Musk. He'll get it done.
I would love for it to happen.
The problem right now is cost. He does a great breakdown on Twitter about this.
Yeah.
Like right now, the tonnage cost to move something from here for like, I think it's to move 2 tons or maybe it's 20,000 tons. I don't know. It's some amount. To move it from here to Mars is like $1.7 trillion.
Correct.
To move a whole city there would cost us like $250 trillion, which is like That's 10 times more than the U.S. GDP, right? So that's the thing, is reducing the cost. The biggest cost right now is leaving. Well, the biggest cost used to be you scrap the rocket every single time. Now he has solved that problem, right?
Yep.
Within 4 years, he solved that problem.
Yeah.
And keep in mind that technology is exponential. The next problem is the cost of escaping Earth's atmosphere. There's been all these crazy theories over the years. Like one of them was a space elevator where we attach a steel cable to the Earth. A steel cable that's like 20 feet in diameter.
Yeah.
And you just put an elevator on it and ride it up through the fucking troposphere, ionosphere, the whole thing, right? The more appropriate one is to build the aircraft in space, right?
Yeah. And
then have shuttles that go from, and that, like, you watch any sci-fi, everybody, that's from the 1940s. That's how it's done. That's how scientists have always thought it would be accomplished, is a shuttle from Earth up there, and then everything else gets assembled in space, and you fuck off somewhere. I think the capability to mine minerals off of asteroids in space will be a big part of that as well. It's going to take some time to develop that. But yeah, until we reduce the cost, there's no chance of it. But once we're able to reduce the tonnage cost of moving stuff, that's the only thing that's stopping us right now.
Yeah, because even in that 60 Minutes piece that I talked to you about maybe 2 or 3 months ago on the show, the guy from Texas, actually, who's building those 3D homes, and we played the video on the show, they said that would be the way to do it if you were going to colonize it, where it's a 3D printer up there making these buildings or houses or anything else.
Yeah.
But
it would be a 3D printer that looks like an excavator, like if you don't know, like the biggest, what do you call it? It looks like, yeah, can you pull one up?
Yeah.
Trying to explain what it looks like. Yeah, it looks like that, but way bigger.
Correct, yeah.
So the way, I know this guy's from Texas. So an actual excavator looks kind of like that device you see on top, but it's all the way to the ground, obviously, and it's like 60 feet long or something. We're talking about one that's like way bigger than even that. And it prints building. It just drives along and prints a wall behind it, basically, right?
Yep.
100% doable.
It's doable. I just don't think in our lifetime because of the cost of it. Because, Bob, the other one that I heard about was that moon landing that we were supposed to do. I think that got pushed back like 2 years already, if memory serves me correct. And they had to tell those guys, because I believe they already picked the astronauts to do it.
September 2026 is when it's supposed to launch. First crewed landing on the moon since Apollo 17.
India woke up the beast.
They did. And so, like, we've been, we're in kind of a new space race again to do the same fucking thing that was going on in the 60s. But any small problem that arises, again, I'll go back to what Dan said, it's the cost of this shit. And that's why the government ended up bailing out. Remember, Obama bailed out a NASA because of that reason. Like, it was just too costly. I agree. The private sector, like an Elon Musk, could do this and do this well, that's because faster.
If you give NASA a budget to do the James Webb Space Telescope, here's what they're going to do. They're going to take 30 years to do it, which they did, and they're going to fucking go over budget, which they did, right?
Yep.
If it's a private company doing it, then they will not go over budget. If you tell the private company, let's just say for the sake of argument, for round numbers, you get $1 billion to build whatever the fuck, right? And as a private, because you bid on this stuff, and as a private company, it's actually going to cost me about $800 million to do it. So that $200 million is my fucking net revenue.
Yeah.
Right. Or whatever. We're just making up numbers for numbers' sake, but that $200 million is my net revenue. Every dollar I go over budget is money out of my own fucking pocket.
Yes.
And private companies don't do that. You know what I mean? One of the first things we did at Hard AF, one of the first moves we made after we started making money was upgrade some of the canning materials. And it wasn't just because it was better. Actually, the matte cans that you still see on Ross's side of the desk there, I thought that looked great, right?
Those are our favorite. Those are the most expensive.
However, they are the most expensive. So in order to give you guys the product at a cheaper cost and increase our own net revenue, we fucking went to a printed on can, which you have to buy in bulk, like millions of cans at a time. So
same as a Budweiser or a White Claw or anything else.
That's how private companies work. That's why private companies, they shouldn't be in charge of everything that we do for civil engineering, but they should be responsible for doing the actual work. because they have a budget, and if they go over it, they lose money. If the government goes over budget, they just tax your ass more.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's super fascinating, but I believe everything that went on in here. I know a lot of people are questioning on Twitter and all that other shit, but this all makes sense to me. And again, having to do that interview back in the day, like all that shit that you said makes sense. So like that he told me, and then going on what the government has done from that, like I believe all this. Now the sex with aliens part we didn't really cover. Kind of disappointed in that.
Well, I mean,
circle back sitch on this.
Well, it's going to be. We've got to figure out what kind of holes they have.
Got it.
Right.
You don't think that guy knows?
No.
All right.
No, I don't yet.
I actually have some audio of that.
Oh, press. Oh no, we can't do that. We can't do that. Yep. Nope, we're on YouTube today. Look, the bachelor party's pissed off back there. All right. Can't have Diddy audio on YouTube. If they put up an election warning, what do you think? They're going to let us play the Diddy fucking Bad Bunny
that was
audio?
Fun. He just got us dinged for the fucking wrong video.
Probably.
That was a remix. That was a remix. It's fine.
Well, we don't know who owns that remix, Bob, and that's the problem. And we know who owns our next sponsor. It's Andy Frisella, for Christ's sakes. That's firstform.com/Drinkin Bros. Talking about those micro factors, dog. Look at this. Boom, 30 little pouches. Pre-made. All the vitamins you need going inside your body on a daily basis. You don't have to buy a bunch of jars, then scrape them off the counter with the back of a butter knife anymore. Andy's doing it for you over there at firstform.com/Drinkin Bros. What's in them? We got the big six. We got the antioxidants, the CoQ10s, multivitamins, fruits and veggies, EFAs, and the old probiotics. They're also a protein company. I know D'Anthony likes to take the powder version of it, but I like the bars. Daddy likes the bars. I had one out to the gym this morning here. The cookie dough one that is new, that's bomb. Peanut butter chocolate pretzel is also amazing. And their energy drinks, Delco, you've been pounding those all morning long, and I think you're on speed. You might be on speed right now, but...
I'm flying through the fucking universe. I saw the aliens earlier.
Yeah, you did. You did. And we see one walking behind you there, which we're going to bring him on screen here in a second, Gary. But check out everything and their whole catalog over there. First Form's one of the best in the biz, in my opinion. I love their company. Love every single thing they do over there, and we're lucky to have them. Head on over to firstform.com/Drinkin Bros today. Free shipping on orders over $75, and that is First Form with a 1. That is 1STPHORM. Firstform.com/Drinkin Bros. All right, Scare Bear, grab a microphone here.
Hello.
You guys finished the first season of Street Gonzo.
That we did.
And it's done. Look, two things happened. We promised the audience that we would put up an uncensored version, which we all kind of behind the scenes got together and said my Twitter would do it.
Our
I don't really
bonus
give a
down in
shit
Key
about
West.
it. And with that uncensored version is on my Twitter at STJames. STJames, just type in Ross Patterson. You can see boobies down there, I think, right?
What'd you think about those honkers, Delco?
Yeah.
All right, yes. They're good. There's a lot of tits.
There's a lot in there.
I sucked on one.
I've only seen the censored version.
Oh, you have? You didn't see the one where Gary was that lady in her 60s?
Something like that.
Yep. Yeah.
I'll never tell a lady's age.
Come on.
She was old, man.
Yeah, she was
All right?
real old.
Leathery bag of bones, but
And
you
you
gotta
can
do what
see
you
it.
gotta do in the streets of gonzo journalism, Delco.
I'm surprised you didn't show what happened in that parking lot.
Parking. Oh my God, dude! Wow.
Yeah.
Is there any footage of that? Or was that too dark? That's the only time, by the way, because the first season's done. It's the only time throughout the season where Joel was physically grossed out by something.
Yeah. Joel was inside of an AT&T getting a new phone because we lost his phone. We actually lost the camera at one point. You thought we were actually dead.
Yes.
Which is shocking because if you've been following along, you know that we can't die. We're on a mission from God. But while he was inside of that AT&T, I met an older woman, and she pleasured my member in the parking lot, and I came in her mouth.
How old was she?
She was probably 70.
She was
Wait, did she take her teeth out?
67.
Well, I guess she still had teeth. Maybe she was in her 60s. Who knows?
Oh, God, this is
But
dark.
the problem is those Florida women, they got that leathery skin because they're in the sun all the time.
Same thing in Scottsdale, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Joel also said she was a meth addict.
Yeah.
No.
Well, how do you know she's addicted and not doing it for fun?
That's true. It
Yeah,
could be
that's
recreational.
Joel. You don't need to be
not.
so judgmental, you piece of shit.
So wait. You showed up to the AT&T store. She was just roaming the lot.
Well, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't remember how I met her. I have no fucking idea.
Sure.
I came back through from the brown state that I was experiencing, and I was just face fucking.
Yeah, Gary Bear, we're on YouTube. We're on YouTube.
What does that mean?
Can we say that? Can we say face fucking? Is
I
that
don't
okay?
see why not.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
this is America. We
Survey
still got
says
fuck
face
Think
fucking.
Says I was face fucking an old lady in an AT&T parking lot.
There you go. There you go.
All right? Jeez, you're stressing me out, man, with all the censorship and the gobbledygook and all that.
I don't know. We got censored by the goddamn election earlier, okay?
I got censored earlier today by myself.
Did you really?
I had a thought, and I was like, damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear it from either of you about censorship when our show gets taken down regularly by YouTube, all right?
I know.
It's out of control.
Which is why we're shopping it. A lot of interest from networks, so we're shopping it after.
Until
after the new year.
Gary, until you're on a fucking DOD watch list, I don't want to fucking hear it, bud.
Is
Okay,
he?
fair.
Well, he might be.
Yeah, I might be.
No,
It
he doesn't
helps
talk
through the
about that kind of
ATF.
stuff, really.
Maybe it's time to clean it up, boys.
Maybe it's time to do the opposite of that.
No, we're
Take it
getting
to the
worse.
fucking limit, man.
We're gonna get worse, and there's nothing you can do to stop us. So
Yeah, so if you haven't seen the episode here, our good friend Gerard Michaels is in it. Play the clip. You were at Fantasy Fest in Key West.
Art brought us down here to Key West, 60 miles off the fucking coast, in the middle of the ocean, to come to Fantasy Fest.
All right! Amazing sex. What do you want to know,
I
Captain?
don't know, what is your fantasy?
Would you ever want to get like gangbanged by like 3 white dudes? But he's wasted. Oh, USA! What are you telling me?
Not my proudest moment.
We don't call ourselves swingers. We call ourselves explorers.
Do you think the moon is real?
How you doing, brother love?
Ah, yeah, brother. What's happening? Woo! You got little nipples, bro.
4 girls, 2 guys. Why the extra guy? Guy, you need a break.
Yeah, tag team partner. Hey, that guy is gay.
Big time.
Seriously.
Oh, shit.
Here's what I got for you, buddy. Live by the pills, die by the pills.
And I got a pound of mushrooms. And we love tits.
You ever get like peed in your mouth?
Of course.
Okay. I have a boner of fear.
Drinkin Bros. Fake news. Long answer.
Fake news.
You piece of shit.
There you go.
What do you think is the proper nipple to boob ratio?
Tell me.
I think that's perfect right there.
This is.
What are you doing later?
This is.
God bless you, Gary Bear.
look, all
You're
I can
doing the
say
Lord's
is-
work.
Yeah, all I can say is we lost our minds completely to the Pirate Islands,
Yeah.
and Joel had what you would call a full-blown mental breakdown. I had to nurse him back to health in an alleyway,
Yeah.
and then I took him to the Hemingway Cat Sanctuary, and he was all better, and it
How
worked.
was that? I heard that's a lovely place.
Yeah, nice place.
Yeah.
One of the cats actually had 6 toes.
You don't say.
Yeah, but the footage we got of that cat was on a different. It was on the other.
No,
phone,
when I
think.
say you don't say it, I just mean just don't talk about it anymore. I'm all good. I don't need to hear it. I trust you.
yeah, I
take
don't
your
give
word
a
for it.
shit about cats, dude.
Yeah, take your word for it. So a 6-toed cat is fine for me.
I don't care how many toes it has. Just don't talk to me about it.
Yeah, we don't like. If a guy's got a cat, chances are he's probably trying to suck his own dick every night. You know, so we don't do that either.
What about drug dealers that have tigers?
That's a different story. That's a flex.
Wait, am I missing something here? You guys don't like cats?
No,
I don't
do you,
either. I'm
do you
allergic.
own one?
No, not a cat fan.
That's
I'm
why.
also
You're not-
deathly
you're not-
allergic to cats.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, well, now I might get one for the office. Actually.
No, we all are. I would be a bad
See that,
stitch
Ross?
over here. Yeah.
Reverse psychology 101.
One of the cats.
Yeah, if I see you enjoying the cat, I'll take it out back and twist its head off its body, Gary.
You know, dude, Joel actually asked the guy. We gave this guy like $100 for a personal tour, right? And he's following us around. He introduces Joel to the Hunter Thompson cat, and Joel says, "Hey, man, what'll happen if I kill your cat?"
Wow.
Joel's
We're
a dog.
in the throes of a bender.
Joel's a dog guy. He loves my dogs. He had a fucking German Shepherd for a long time. He's a dog guy.
He's a real man.
Yeah.
He's a real man.
Yeah,
So we went
he can
down
grow
there to figure
actual
out-
facial hair. That's all.
We went down there to figure out what was Fantasy Fest, what were people's fantasies, and we actually showed up 3 days early. Wrong festival, and got wasted and lost all the footage. So that's what we came up with. It's actually still incredible though somehow.
It is. And the longest episode yet. It was like 45 minutes.
Roughly.
It was awesome. So
Yeah.
congratulations. And yeah, I mean, look, no lie. You guys have been watching this all year long, and it's blowing up on different
I'm sorry.
platforms and everything else. And we are shopping it to Netflix and Hulu.
Yeah, that'll be
and FX.
January. We'll start that process. Who's Madison Murrah or whatever?
It's an old friend of mine.
Okay, because she's accusing people of not being allergic to cats. Does she know you too, Delco?
I have no idea.
Yeah, that's we're talking about Delco.
Wow. Are you
am
lying?
allergic to
Are you fucking stolen valor for cats?
No, we're both allergic to cats, I believe.
I
For
am
cat
allergic to
allergies?
cats.
I lived with
Joel,
two
go
cats.
out in the alley and go get a cat and rub it all over Delco's face. If he doesn't start sneezing, dude, I don't believe him.
I lived with two cats when I dated my ex-girlfriend. It was awful.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then you're not deathly allergic, then, are you?
Yeah.
I was deathly allergic.
I'm deathly allergic. as
Can
well.
somebody is supposed to be bringing me an EpiPen? You know you can make adrenochrome with that shit, right?
Oh shit! I had it. Somebody gave me the fucking EpiPen.
No, that's not an EpiPen. They gave
Was
us
that Narcan?
Narcan, yeah.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shit. We get so many awesome things here. I forget which is which. But congratulations to you guys over there.
Thank
and,
you.
You can follow Gary's exploits on @StreetGonzo on Instagram
Yeah.
over there.
Means
and
a
then
lot.
a lot of people are going back and watching the entire season who are just finding it right now. And there's thousands and thousands of views. So,
Oh my god.
There's
congratulations.
hundreds
It's
of
awesome.
thousands of views, Ross.
No, I mean on our YouTube thing here, it tells us like by the hour, and I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ, man. So it seems like people maybe without jobs are just sitting at home watching you over and over again right
I
now.
mean, good Americans are watching the show.
Yeah. Great people on both sides. Great people on both sides.
All right, I'm gonna go back to the work.
Cheers. Next up, DOGE. Where to begin? Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are tasked with cutting down is that $6 trillion? $750 billion? How much, what is that number there that the federal government is spending?
It's 6.75 trillion is
God damn.
yeah.
You don't read that very, very often.
No.
No. Is that what they're spending?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. The federal government spent in 2024 under the new Department of Government Efficiency, a.k.a. DOGE. The group will work outside of the government to dismantle bureaucracy, slash excess regulations, cut wasteful expenditures, and restructure federal agencies, according to a statement from President-elect Donald Trump. Finding areas to cut won't be difficult, as the U.S. taxpayers found some of the dumbest shit you've ever heard of here. Why don't you read off this list to us here?
Well, there's a big list. There's one.
It's really funny.
Yeah, Rand Paul just posted one too. He does this for Festivus every year.
Okay.
He does he writes an article every year, I think, it's called a Festivus report, but usually it gets put on Fox and a couple other places about all this wasteful spending. There's some of that stuff in here, but there's more. I'm going to save his for the last one. Bob, go to his Twitter and you can find it. It's on there. Hold on, let me see when the post was. It's from today at 2:04 p.m. and I'm not going to say what it looks like. Actually, I think you can find it. Yep, up. There it is. Yep. All right, so let's start with. In 2023, the federal government shipped $1.3 billion in checks to dead people from the IRS and Medicare and a couple of other things. That's not that much, $1.3 billion, right?
God damn, that's a lot.
Prisoners thought to be out of prison and also out of work received $101 billion in improper unemployment payments.
Great.
Largely due to fraud, and tax cheats took the IRS for $546 million. I don't have a problem with that.
No.
Cheat on your taxes all you want. The NIH spent $550,000 on a Russian lab to perform experiments on cats where they removed part of the cat's brain to see if they could still walk on treadmills.
I'm going to go ahead and drink for this one.
Yeah.
Because I
it's
can't
not.
hear
It's longer and going to get way worse.
Fire. I have nowhere to be today.
So $4 million last year for Joe and Hunter to go to Ireland. That included $1.2 million for an elaborate sound system and light show for a Biden speech, and a $760,000 fee to rent out the entire hotel in Dublin.
Okay, no, I remember this actually. That one I remember, and it was well worth the money. That was
No.
a beautiful light show
No.
they had there.
No.
If you were high on crack, you would want to see this light show. So that makes sense.
NIH spent $33 million. They gave it to a firm that runs Monkey Island, which we heard about last week because 40 of the fucking monkeys escaped.
Yeah.
$33 million a year. Let's see.
33 million?
Yeah. $12 million went to the University of Mississippi to test monkeys on methamphetamines.
Perfect.
And then, ironically, in Florida, which is where you think that test would happen, $477,000 to help fund research into transgender monkeys, which is moles and monkeys, or moles, what the fuck? Male monkeys injected with female hormones to see if they would transition. Yep.
Whoa.
Don't interrupt me. I got a lot of shit to
No,
get through
I'm
here.
good. I'm just trying to figure it out.
COVID's over. FEMA's expecting to spend $70 billion between now and August 2026 on COVID-related stuff, including the $15 million golden parachute that Fauci just got. State Department has awarded a $20,000 grant in 2022 to a center in Ecuador. The grant was used for, quote, 12 drag theater performances and a, quote, 2-minute documentary. All right. Federal agencies are using, on average, 12% of the space in their headquarters, according to the last audit. GSA, General Services Administration, which handles all that stuff, is spending $2 billion annually to maintain government-owned offices and $5 billion additional dollars to lease space, of which 12% is being used. So there are some empty, like literally shuttered buildings that we're still spending money on instead of just selling them. I don't know why we wouldn't do that. HHS hired 294 employees at a cost of $38.7 million last year to oversee their DEI program. Well, guess what? That's over.
Yeah, that one's first to be
You're all fired. By the way, Trump announced on his Twitter that it's RFK for HHS. That's not speculation.
Correct.
State Department gave $58.7 million to China between 2017 and 2022. 100,000 of that was used to promote gender equality in China through the use of New Yorker magazine cartoons. They're big users of New Yorker magazine over there. The EPA shot itself in the foot by spending $620,000 on guns and ammunition, including body armor, night vision, and M4s and all kinds of stuff like that. Not sure why the EPA would have any of that. The National Endowment for the Humanities spends hundreds of thousands of dollars a year on random ass obscure studies. So their January 2024 grant was $350K to research and write books on the history of Muslim Chinese encounters in Asia from the 1360s to the 1640s.
The EPA does have law enforcement officers, it turns out.
Yeah, that's insane. They definitely should not. As a matter of fact, the EPA shouldn't even exist. The history and sociological impact of liver disease in Egypt and the nature of imprisonment in England from 1550 to 1800. I don't know why the fuck we're funding that shit. So just the stuff here is $400 billion off of the annual budget every single year.
Great.
Right? Not including firing 1 to 1.5 million people from the federal government. Now, this one, I don't know if we should keep this or not. This will be completely within the purview now of RFK. And just before we get into it, HHS is the parent organization to the U.S. Public Health Service. And the subordinate agencies of that include the Office of the Surgeon General, the NIH, So Bobby Kennedy is now Fauci's boss.
Yeah.
The CDC, the FDA, and pretty much everything else, right? Anything that has to do with any of that stuff. So NIH, CDC, FDA, all are now under the control, or will be shortly under the control of Bobby Kennedy. Now on to this last one. I think we should maybe consider keeping this one. Bob, put that up on screen.
Hamster Fight Club, $3 million.
We're spending $3 million a year to watch hamsters on steroids fight each other.
Whoa. Okay. Now
the question is, why? It's not even a question. This is just obvious. Televise, subscribe. It's paid for. I will pay for this.
All in. Don't cut this one, guys.
Let's say, what's the NFL package on YouTube TV cost now? It's like $250 or $400 a year?
Yeah, if you get it early, it's usually $350.
$350.
Yep.
I would pay $350 a year to have this.
Easily.
Once a month.
Yep.
There's like a whole card.
Yeah.
And bring in Triple H to write the scripts.
Sure.
Make characters for everybody or whatever you got to do, but it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I'm all in on this.
I feel like we should hang on to at least this one.
Fuck. I wish this was the undercard for Tyson tomorrow night.
At least one of these hamsters, their entrance has to be out of an asshole.
Richard Gere's going to be the new Michael Buffer. Yeah.
Can you imagine?
You hear the glass break Stone Cold style, and they're like, my God, that's Lemon Wink's music. And then an asshole opens up.
And then boom, dude, it's Richard Gere. He comes walking out. Love lift us up where we belong. From, Officer and the Gentleman, which they're remaking. Boom, you can segue into that movie. Get some fucking financing from that. Holy shit, dude. I don't want to cut this one, guys. Hamster Fight Club for $3 million's got to stay. The rest of it can go, but let's keep Hamster Fight Club. Let's remember who we are as a nation, okay? That's all I'm saying out there. And yes, I would love to see this on the undercard tomorrow night, which will lead us in.
Hold on real quick.
What?
How
Bob?
fucking jacked do these hamsters get?
Steroids.
I at least want to see a picture of it.
Well, Google it, dude. You're the one operating the computer over there.
Yeah, that's not us, man.
Hamsters on steroids now.
It's not us.
And if this doesn't work, I'll tell you what I do have. Shitload of steroids.
Yep.
And we'll start cranking these motherfuckers up. Just go to the store and buy a hamster. We'll start doing our own experiments.
We'll go down to PetSmart, dude, and jack these motherfuckers up to the gills.
We'll kick Gary out of here and use this backspace over here just for a fucking hamster fight club.
I've got some old school D-ball left in a closet. You shut that mouth, Gary. But I've got some old school D-ball in a closet that I'd like to inject in these fuckers, and let's see what happens here.
Most of those are people and not hamsters.
Yeah, Bob, you're looking at black NFL athletes.
This is a request.
This is Doug Martin, the muscle hamster.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
This is what happens.
Yeah.
His nickname is the Muscle Hamster.
That's the worst nickname I've ever heard.
Man, we gotta rebrand there. That's why I don't know who that is.
Went to Boise.
Oh, did he? Yeah. Well, I always bet on Boise. I love Boise State. I love those Broncos up there. But yeah, I want to keep the Hamster Fight Club. Everything else can go. Do we have a quote from Kennedy here? What did he say?
He said "yabba dabba do," and then he said
Fauci, you're fucked.
He said the N-word a bunch, but you can't really make it out.
And then a falcon. I heard a falcon flew down when Trump made the announcement.
You got a falcon noise teed up over there?
Ah!
I don't think it's that.
It's somewhere close, Bob. I tell you what. While I read this next advertiser, no, that's a goddamn tiger. All right, Bob, you find the falcon noise. You got it that quickly? All right, shit, God, beautiful. Oh yeah, God damn it, man, I love it. I love a falcon in the morning. That's beautiful. You can hear the water too. Look like maybe it had popped its beak in just for a little sipsies, Beautiful. Congratulations to RFK Jr. Our next sponsor is mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles that first deposit all the way up to $1,000. Get off the couch. Get into the action today with mybookie.com. Bangers all weekend, dude. We got NFL game tonight, which rocks. Who's in that tonight? I know I bet it the other day.
Bird Skins.
Sure is.
Game. That's a game.
I took the Eagles in that one because I bet it on the show with Derek Wolf the other day.
I have the Redskins in a teaser at 9.5, I believe. Yeah.
Plus?
That's not bad.
Plus 9.5.
Oh, that's great.
That's not bad. Yeah, my bookie's got the best teasers in the biz, dude. That's not a bad bet at all. I might do that.
I still can't ever stop giggling every fucking time I see a promo for Thursday Night Football just because Bezos has his fucking bowl air.
His cuck, yeah.
His cuck or his bowl?
I don't think he's not fucking her. I think
Tony's bowling.
I don't think he is. Just he's got a sad face.
I know
on
a
that yacht.
bowl when I see a bowl.
That's true.
He's in every commercial for it. It's so funny.
He's the host. Like he does the. By the way, worst on the show. That whole entire fucking show should be scrapped, in my opinion. But whatever. We got that game on tonight. Fantastic. Tomorrow night's Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul. Who do you got? Are the rounds up yet, Bob? Because I think I get Tyson knockout in 3.
Yeah, we made our picks. Stick to your picks on the Monday morning recap.
I am, but here's why it's wavered for me is like we've been looking at sexy photos all day and the weigh-ins and all that other stuff. Now I'm all juiced off for it here. What are the odds down to right now?
It's minus 210 for Jake.
I got 214 here.
Plus 155 for Mike.
It's changing rapidly.
Yeah.
It's only a plus 155. I think I got it at 185.
Dude, this has plus money. Will Mike Tyson get a knockdown?
Whoa.
They're saying that Tyson's not even going to knock Paul down.
Come on. What's the plus money at?
It was plus 120, plus 120.
All in on that. Hammer that. I think he knocks him out, dude. For real. I think he knocks him out.
Okay, so here we go. So who will bleed first? Paul minus 240, Tyson plus 180. So they're expecting Jake to bleed. Will Jake score a knockdown? Yes is minus 125. No is minus 105. Will Tyson score a knockdown? No is actually 160. Yes is plus 120.
Wow. All right. Delco, how old was Anderson Silva when he fought Jake Paul?
47, I think. 45.
Still
maybe.
like a decade younger.
I know.
Yeah.
Fucking A, dude. God.
Oh, here's the whole winner.
Will both
round.
fighters score a knockdown? No is minus 550. So here's winner by round. Jake by decision is plus 275. A draw is plus 900. That's not going to happen. Tyson by decision is plus 1100.
Oh boy!
And then we'll go down to rounds. So Jake, I wish they would just do them in order. Jake to end it in round 1 plus 2,000, and round 2 for Jake is plus 1,800. Round 3 plus 1,400. Round 4 is 1,400. 5 is 1,400. 6 1,400. 7 1,400. 8 is I think, hold on, where'd it go? I lost it. 8 is 1,600.
Where's Tyson in 3?
For Tyson, well, let's go down the whole list. For Tyson at 1 plus 1,400. Tyson at 2 plus 1,400. Tyson at 3 is plus 1,600. I'll be taking 2 and 3.
I'll be taking 2 and 3 as well.
Which is plus 1,400 and plus 1,600 for Tyson. And then Tyson ending in the 8th is actually plus 8,000.
My God.
It goes up rapidly for Tyson. So after 3, at 4, it's 2,200. At 5, it's 2,800. 6 is 4,000. 5,000 is 7, and 8,000 in round 8 if he ends it. Now, then we have winner plus round group betting, which is you get pretty good odds on this. This is Jake ending the fight by decision or technical decision. So that's decision or knockout or TKO rather, is 275. But Jake in rounds 1 or 2 plus 9. That's 1 or 2.
Sure.
Plus 900. 2. Hold on. Where is it? Jake 3 or 4 is plus 650. 5 or 6 is 650. 7 or 8 is 750. Mike to end the fight to end the fight in the first or second is plus 700. Tyson in 3 and 4 is plus 900. That's good. I'll probably do that one too. And then 5, 6 is 1,600. 7 or 8 is 3,300.
God damn, dude. Let's go. I can't wait.
33 to 1.
I can't wait. It'll be live on Netflix tomorrow night. Looking forward to that. Saturday, college football all day long. Georgia, Tennessee. That's going to be a banger that night. And then you got UFC, John Jones. Could be his last fight. in UFC on Saturday nights. Chuck Liddell's going to be there. Our good friend Mickey Gall, who is Gerard Michael's co-host from Street Gonzo, who you just saw earlier on Slick and Thick. He is fighting on that undercard as well. And then NFL on Sunday. It's going to be the greatest weekend of all time. Amped. Go to mybookie.com. Enter that promo code Drinkin Bros. Double that first deposits. Let's get some money, dude. If Tyson loses, I'll be so sad. I'll be so fucking sad, man. I don't want to see that shit, you know?
I definitely want to see. I mean, I like Jake too, but
I like Jake, but I want to see.
I honestly don't know what's going to happen here. I just think odds-wise, we've talked about this before with boxing. The way that you move, the katas, the combinations. Tyson's been doing it for 40 years, man. Mm-hmm. It's like breathing to him to move that way. Yeah. And certainly he's slower now. There's no question about that. This is going to be really fucking interesting.
I can't wait. Tomorrow night, you can bet on it. MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles that first deposit up to $1,000. Next up, who's the Libertarian? In May of this year, Donald Trump became the first major presidential candidate from either party to visit the Libertarian National Convention. At the event, Trump promised that if he was elected, he would put a Libertarian in his cabinet with the hope that Libertarians would come out to support him, and they did. Trump also pledged to give Libertarians a few of their bucket list items in exchange for their votes. The 45th president promised to appoint a Libertarian to a cabinet-level position, call off the regulatory dogs regarding Bitcoin, and free Ross Ulbricht, the founder of the dark net site Silk Road, who many believe is unjustly serving a life sentence in federal prison. Well, wasn't RFK a Libertarian, so didn't he just fulfill that?
No. RFK's a Democrat.
Are you sure?
I am positive. He's not in any way Libertarian.
And actually quite interventionist government-wise.
Yeah. But here's the other thing, though. He ran as an independent after...
That doesn't mean Libertarian.
He just kind of took up the mantle for the Libertarians. Like, they were, like, hyping his campaign up.
Yeah. I mean, no, he offered... somebody asked him kind of... I thought it was rhetorical, but they asked him if he would run as a Libertarian, and he said yes, and the entire Libertarian Party was like, no, you won't, because you're not Libertarian. Then again, neither's the guy that they nominated, Chase Oliver. He's a fucking retard. At any rate, no, this does not satisfy that requirement. I think the number one... Well, let's get into the other part first. So, in... The guy Oliver got nominated. He finished worse than any Libertarian candidate since 2008, largely due to people like Dave Smith and a couple of others, Tom Woods, probably Austin Peterson as well, saying that they were going to vote for Trump. So Oliver finished 5th behind Jill Stein and RFK, who dropped out in most states. So Johnson had the most ever for a Libertarian candidate in 2016, and it was 3.3%, 4.5 million votes. Oliver got 0.4%, 600,000 votes. That means somewhere between 3 and 4 million votes went from Libertarian candidates over to Trump.
Okay.
Right? Now that most of the major cabinet positions are filled, because there's not a Libertarian FBI director. Right.
No, that's not going to be a thing.
It's not a thing. The open positions as of now are Treasury, Interior, Ag, Commerce, Labor, HUD, Transportation, Energy, Education, and I guess you could say HHS, but that's
CIA,
done.
FBI.
CIA is done.
It is.
Yeah.
Who's the? Oh, it's Ratliff.
Yeah.
Who's FBI?
No, FBI is not done yet, but I didn't add that because that's not a factor here.
Okay, gotcha.
The only two that really make any real sense to me that would be needle movers, and it's very possible that both of these guys get nominated, by the way, are Thomas Massey for agriculture.
Yep.
And I think that's going to happen, actually.
That'd be great.
Yeah. The other one is Corey DeAngelis for Secretary of Education. He's the guy that's led the national charge on school choice. Right, and they want to pass a federal school choice. So think about this: from Texas, you get about $9,000 per child, and you can now take that $9,000 and go wherever you want with it. Bob, I don't know what the federal average is. You look that up really quick. Yeah. There would be some allotment of federal money as well that we would pass through a regulation, actually, which might get challenged in the courts. We'll see, but that would be their goal. And then his his thoughts, Betsy DeVos, who was former Secretary of Ed, and Corey DeAngelis both kind of want to do the same thing. They want to kill all the bureaucracy out of the Department of Education and make it just basically a pass-through for federal funding for education, right?
Yeah.
And federal school choice would be like, I think we would probably, if you cut all the fat out of that organization and direct all that money back into paying for actual kids getting actual educations, then you would probably be able to fully fund most private educations completely, right? Which means now every single American child has the opportunity, not just, because even here in Texas, if you get school choice, it's still going to cost you another $5 to $10 grand a year.
It's expensive,
right?
Yeah.
Per child,
Yep.
5 to 10 grand per child. If we're able to do this federally, then from the poorest person to the richest, everybody's got access to the same education system now, right? And that, I mean, you can only imagine how good that would be for this country, for the kids especially, right? Because we talk about poverty being a barrier to entry to certain classes inside of the United States, just like it is in any other country. The reason that it's a barrier to entry is the same reason that black people and white people use and sell drugs at the same rate. Black people get caught more because they live in high traffic areas. And when they get caught, they get prosecuted more and then they get longer sentences. It isn't because the system is racist. It's because it's impoverished. They don't have the ability to afford what they call a pay lawyer. They use public defenders, right? You'll see the same stuff in rural areas. If you take race out of it and separate it by urban and rural areas also have high conviction rates. For the same reason, because people can't afford good lawyers. People that can't afford good education, now everybody's got a head start on you in life, right? So that's a problem that we can solve just by stopping all this DEI, CRT spending, the standardized test bullshit, deciding which failing public school gets awarded more money or whatever, and just give it to parents and let them decide. Because what they're going to do is make the best decision for their kids. When little Jimmy comes home and there's like, hey, how many branches of government are there? And he's like, oh, fucking, I don't know.
14.
Okay, well, you're going to a new school next year, little Jimmy, right? And over time, over a couple of year period, people will figure it out or they'll go out of business.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see because there is a lot of stuff that is open. And like we told you earlier with RFK, they're filling it rapidly. Trump is filling it rapidly. To that point, in our chat here, they wanted me to ask you this. The username is Frightening Me, which I like a lot. Does Brandon Herrera have a shot at being head of the ATF? I've seen that online. I don't know. So,
someone who's on working with the transition team called me to ask me my thoughts on him. So yes. Otherwise, they wouldn't have called to ask.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah. Fuck, man.
Colleen Noir is up there too. There's a number of people. USCCA president and founder is up there.
There you go. Frightening Me. You got your answer. Okay. Told you I'd tell you here. Next up,
hey, wait. Runaway Slav, you're right. We do hate poor people, which is why we're trying to make sure that nobody is poor.
Yep. And that's the solution to this. And that's why all of this is exciting.
It's more than time we found a final solution for poor people.
Yeah. The final solution is to make them not poor.
Make them not poor. That's it.
Well, it's just to not have poor people.
Yeah,
we'll figure out.
Oh, you're thinking of like maybe like an acid thing, like a bad acid.
No,
I'm just saying,
killing people. We're
getting rid of poor people gets rid of poor people.
We're killing two birds with one stone. We want space exploration, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
We send them up there.
But you give them a huge salary to do it, is what you're saying.
No,
I'm just saying we get rid. Yeah, I agree. We should get rid of poor people.
Well, no, guys, it's an incentive program where it's like, hey.
Rick Shaw, which is a clever name as well in the chat. Freely give money to parents. I don't know about that. No, that's not how it works. The money sits in escrow. It's like a fucking Target gift card or something.
Yep.
And you can use your little code to pay for the school that you're going to. It's not like they don't send you fucking 20 grand.
No, they're not going to send you a check in the mail.
Can you imagine though?
That would be rad.
Because you can see how the foster care system works right now. They pocket most of that fucking money. That's why it's so fucked up, to be honest.
It
is.
That's
not a thing.
And that's why those fuckers have like 8 kids because they get more money per kid for the foster care.
You'll never see a dime of it, especially if you go just put them in a different public school. Right.
Yeah.
Like that, you'll never.
That part, other than like, even more than seeing charter and private schools flourish, the selection of different public schools is going to be really interesting. It
is.
Because I think at some point, one of the things that some private organization will probably do is come up with a grading system, right? Like Yelp for fucking schools, since you're graded on a curve, not on a curve, but you're graded by performance now by the public, not by the fucking some government institution.
So they
right?
already have it on Zillow.
Yeah, certainly they do. It gets ranked based on, but that's mostly based on like graduation rate and test scores. The test score thing doesn't really matter, but
I don't think what depends on the test score, I guess. Like if it's the
standardized test scores are fucking stupid.
I don't think it's the worst one if it's like ACT, SAT. I mean,
no, those are
talking
fine.
about the STAR test.
Yeah, I'm talking about STAR or
yes.
BSAP or these other ones that
If
you see around the country. They're fucking dumb.
Yeah.
They interrupt actual learning in school because if funding is tied to just that test, then people just teach that test.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So education rises
do it to
and
my
falls
kids
to the level.
every day.
It's fucking stupid.
Both kids that are in school, they do it every day.
It's been failing. It's been failing since the mid 1980s, and we're still using the exact same system, right? So it's fucking dumb. There's much better ways to do this. I will say this before we move on. Trump's got to put a libertarian in his cabinet. If he doesn't, he'll never get that, and he or any other Republican will never get that vote again. And that's not smart.
I think he will.
Yeah, I mean, I think he will too. He's kept every other promise so far.
And Corey DeAngelis would likely make history as the first gay porn star ever in the presidential cabinet.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Is that a gay porn star?
Yeah, he did gay porn.
Well, did he have to? But because he was doing straight porn afterwards?
Oh no, he didn't do straight porn. He just
he just always did gay porn.
Yeah, Seth Rose.
Yeah, he works for the Cato Institute too.
No shit.
That's libertarian. Doing gay porn is libertarian as fuck.
Yeah,
hey, that's what they should run on. Speaking of gay porn, Bob.
Like, if you have a libertarian off, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And someone's like, well, I own a lot of guns. It's like, I did gay fucking porn.
Yeah. Bob,
I want everything to be legal.
Name something more free than that.
There's nothing.
Well, guys, I'm really teeing you up here for the next one, all right? Where can you find some great stuff for gay porn? Huh?
Oh,
AdamandEve.com. Thank you.
Motherfucking
Thank you. God damn it. It's our next sponsor. 50% off any item in the entire store. The promo code Drinkin Bros and free shipping over there. You can get straight porn, gay porn, you name it. You can get any sex item you want. You can get a black rubber fist. That could be a man or a woman. That's up to you. Now, Bob, what are you looking at for you and your wife here for the weekends?
Let me send that tee up right back to you.
Thank you. Would it be in the UAP world, or UFO, as I like to call it?
Adjacent, I guess, in a lot of ways. This is the anime wraparound love doll kit.
Yes. Yes. Now we can clap some cheeks at home.
What do you mean wrap around? What's it wrapping around?
Okay. I can show you guys. It can't go on the screen, though.
Fuck. Okay.
Just because you got some
no,
titties
show
involved.
me. But those are space titties.
Look, I'll dealer's choice.
No, we can't show that.
Oh, I see. So it's got like little bendy things in the arm so you can wrap it around you?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Those are like those dolls in jiu-jitsu.
Just go with the face shot.
Yeah, this right here. Now, this beauty's name is Kiki.
Really?
And she's a blue-haired, leggy lifeguard that all the guys at the pool keep fantasizing about, but you're the only one who gets to see the curves hiding beneath her bathing suit. And boy, does she have curves. Kiki's breasts are positively ginormous.
And you can get this for what, Rob?
$23.39 before our discount.
But come on, dude.
Half off of that.
So
I said before our discount.
That's
like $10.
I can get Kiki for $10,
basically, plus shipping.
Yeah, I mean,
free shipping. Free shipping on
it is free shipping too. Yeah,
dude.
I'd throw a bunch of extra shit in that cart. You don't want to blow your load. Lack of a better phrase, obviously.
Yeah.
You don't want to blow your load on a single small purchase. Fucking load that cart up.
Yeah. Really load that cart up.
Kiki has friends.
Load.
Sure does.
Oh, she has friends.
Kiki has friends. Let me find one of her other friends if you really want to.
Are they all lifeguards, or do they hold different positions?
Yeah, can I get a resume?
Yeah. Now this is Gigi.
Just send me a link to their LinkedIn page.
Yeah.
The purple one.
Yeah, this is Gigi. She's a totally kawaii anime girl you've been dreaming of. She's a flight attendant, and she wants you to join the Mile High Club.
You don't say.
Okay, so $1,000 to the Drinkin Bro who buys this thing and joins the Mile High Club on it with proof.
$1,000.
$1,000.
Well, you got to send in the video.
Yep,
though.
we will award you $1,000 for banging this thing.
So
on a
we've
plane.
done this before on the show.
You're going to be on the no-fly list.
Don't worry about that.
Yeah. We got Tulsi Gabbard's in there. We're good, dude.
We'll
Yeah.
give you a lifetime Amtrak
We're back,
pass.
dude.
Well,
America's back.
She's not. Actually, it's Kristi Noem who's in charge of TSA now.
Oh, shit, dude.
Yeah, and she doesn't care about killing dogs, so she's not going to care about this.
Yeah. What's she going to do with those
Corey
fucking
Lewandowski?
travel pets?
I don't know,
Oh,
yeah.
That too.
Yeah.
Which, ironically, is the same thing.
Yeah,
Corey
well,
Lewandowski was her travel pet.
Yeah. Hey, everybody needs one.
For a long time there. Bob, there's one item that I'm staring at right now that I would pay any amount of money to show on screen, and I
The
know we
Zayden
can't.
perfect muscle butt. Yeah.
Is it a ball? That's the dude's ball sack, and it's from behind.
Yeah, he's doing the goat basically.
Wow, dude, technology, man.
Hitting it from
you want it to look
behind.
real.
This is why I believe in the alien shit, man. You cannot get this technology without studying it from the past, man. God damn it. AdamandEve.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros, 50% off plus free shipping. Wow. That is the Zayden right there. How much is that thing? 65?
Yeah, but
Just for the comedy of it, I would just like it on set. Like every day I would laugh my ass off. There's some people from that bachelor party who are disgusted.
Should have had one here for them.
Exactly, dude. I'm sure your father-in-law will be taking a turn on the good hole tonight over there on Adam.
Maybe we should do that. You know how like the Muslims have Mecca?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe we should have one of these set up here that people can come fuck.
But then who's going to clean it?
No one cleans it.
Oh, boy.
That's the thing. It's a spiritual rite of passage. The Hajj,
Yeah.
right? It's a pilgrimage. It's supposed to be difficult. That's the whole fucking point. So if you guys are interested in that, don't tell me because that's gross.
Yeah, we won't. We won't.
But I will. I do encourage you to buy the thing and then do the Mile High thing because we will absolutely give you $1,000 American dollars.
Absolutely.
Dude, it would be honestly not that hard. Like, you just take it into the bathroom, inflate it, bang.
I don't think I don't think
I don't know
could.
if you could be in the bathroom that long.
No, I don't.
I mean,
think
you'd have to
I could
bring
do it to completion.
You'd have to bring one of those air inflator things, right?
Yes.
Like the ones you
Yeah.
use for.
Well, I don't know if you can get that on the plane, but if you got
Oh, no,
to
it should be fine. The problem is
Yeah.
plugging it in somewhere. So you need one
Right.
that has batteries.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can take that on plane.
And I would say maybe have some diarrhea noises playing loudly.
I've
just
actually
so-
got one in my car to blow up my car tires.
Oh, no
it's
shit.
It's battery. Actually, it's not even battery operated. It's USB-C battery.
A diarrhea machine?
No, the air pump.
Yeah, it's an air pump. Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought you had a diarrhea machine.
It makes a lot of fucking noise though, to be honest. Because so if you're let's say you're sitting in first class, right?
Yep.
And somebody walks into the bathroom. One, they're there for 25 minutes. That's a problem already. And two, you keep hearing like, all right, he's either drill doing himself out or something else has happened. I don't know, a blender. Maybe he's making a cake.
Could be.
So
Could be.
either way, $1,000.
Yeah, it's up to you. You want $1,000? If you're a government employee, you
Don't
might
be a
want it.
fucking coward. Is all I'll
So,
say.
exactly. This last story is my fave here. It's my fave. Planet Fitness is super chill, dude. Indianapolis police are investigating the death of a man found dead in a tanning bed at a Planet Fitness gym Monday morning. The Marion County Coroner's Office identified the man as Derek Sink, 39. Sink went into a tanning bed Friday. His family told NBC affiliates WTHR of Indianapolis when he failed to come home, they reported him missing. His aunts said Sink was wearing an ankle monitor, which led investigators to determine that he never left the gym. He was ultimately located in the tanning bed of the gym in the 8000 block of Hardigan Streets on Monday morning, 3 days after he had entered the bed. Is that the guy? Yeah. Fuck, that's exactly what I pictured in my mind.
So he had been arrested a year prior for narcotics of some sort. I don't know what.
Okay.
And he was on house arrest. I don't know if going to the gym was part of his house arrest agreement. It must have been. Otherwise, it shouldn't have taken him 3 days to find him. Because that you break your fucking perimeter outside of hours. I mean, it's all automated, right? And it immediately alarms, and your fucking PO comes over and snatches your ass up. Sometimes some of them alert local police, but mostly it's a PO. 3 days.
3 days.
What, did they think he was like working at the fucking Planet Fitness or what?
Maybe. I mean, look, he was in the tanning bed, and, you know, whoever's been in a Planet Fitness tanning bed, they don't clean those goddamn things, so it's not like they're checking. And I think it's up to the person. There's usually like a spray bottle and a towel there.
It's not First Form.
What do you mean?
I mean, it's not like...
No shit, it's Planet Fitness,
Yeah,
dude.
like you're not... If you go to a gym and they offer free pizza one of the days, then you shouldn't expect standards to be super high.
But the free pizza's on a Monday.
Whatever day, it doesn't matter what day it is.
Beautiful pizza.
If the standard is I guess that's reasonable to some degree, but if the standard is you can night at the museum that place for 3 days and nobody notices until they smell the stink, maybe go to a different gym. I don't know. I mean, that's...
No. I think that's the right place. If you're a criminal and like you know that they didn't find you for 3 fucking days at Planet Fitness.
I don't think he was hiding. I think he just died.
No, he died. But now it's telling criminals out there, hey, if you got an ankle monitor, you're missing at Planet Fitness for 3
now
days.
they're looking out for it. You got to. What would be the next establishment that you would be? Where's a fucking business that you think you could be in for 3 days and nobody would notice? I think Cheesecake Factory in one of the booths.
Yeah, Panera.
That's too small though.
They've got deep corners.
You need
in there,
something.
though.
You need something big. They do have that hook around in most of them where the bathroom is, around where you get tea and lemonade and shit.
That's
but
what I'm saying.
I don't know. It's too small of a building. It's got to be a bigger building than that.
I would say maybe a PetSmart then. I'll go back to those gerbils earlier, those hamsters. The stink in there is intense. I don't think you would notice the stink of a dead body with the fucking hamsters and the snakes and all that other stuff. So, yeah, dude, that's where my money would go there. Because I got the rabbits in there too. Those fuckers stink, man. Really stink. So, yeah, that's where my money would go. But R.I.P. here to Mr. Sink. I hate to do this, Bob, because, you know, I don't like to look down on the dead, obviously. But can you pop up that pic one more time?
What's on his forehead? What is that?
Yeah, I can't figure that out.
Is it a tattoo?
Yeah, he's got a teardrop tat.
Oh man, I thought maybe
Zoom
this
in.
was like from fucking Ash Wednesday or
So
something.
did I.
I think that's Ash Wednesday.
It's not.
It's not.
It's a cross.
No, he definitely doesn't have.
No, he's got a fucking scorpion above his left eye.
Yeah, some sort of
and then
animal
he's got
here.
2 clown tears.
That looks like a
teardrop.
That looks like a jaguar.
It might be.
It could be.
And several teardrops. Has he spent time in prison? Because that's stolen valor.
He has absolutely spent time in prison.
Well, how much are we talking about? You know,
I don't think enough time for a teardrop personally.
Yeah,
but we
well,
had
I mean,
that guy who was barely in who cut a guy's face off. So
yeah,
that's true. Yeah, but he didn't get a teardrop tattoo. He just cut the guy's face off.
I know. But act
You're
like you've been there
perfectly
before,
fine if
absolutely.
you just cut somebody's face off. But if you advertise it like that, you're a cunt.
Yeah, but then he turned them into flip flops.
Well, look, those flip flops.
They don't sell those yet.
10 grand a piece.
I do have some black elephant.
They don't have
skin
human
ones
face
coming
flip-flops
next
yet?
week.
Not yet.
No, human face. No, we're not. We're
We're getting close. I told you at the top of the show, America's back. We're so fucking close.
To be fair, I mean, he buys them on auction markets, so like obviously they're not poaching wild animals or anything like that. An animal dies, and the reserve, wherever it happens to be in Eastern Africa somewhere, sells the pelt on an auction market so they can fund anti-poaching on there. Just to be clear about that. Now, the reason I say all that is because there's got to be an analog for people.
Yeah, Chomo.
Can I? No. Well, that too, I guess. But like, could I donate my skin?
Yes, we did an episode on software history a while back. They used to regularly in Wyoming, at least for sure, make like shoes and stuff out of executed criminals.
Yeah.
Really?
So what the? See, America used to be such a great country.
Yeah, dude. Why can't we do that in Chomos? Like, oh, hey, those are beautiful flip-flops you're wearing.
Well,
oh, thanks, man. They're child molesters.
Hey,
They're dead child molesters.
They were athletes back then, too. They were playing baseball.
Yeah, big time, yeah.
They had the prison team play high schools.
Oh, yeah.
We've all seen
Longest Yard, bro.
Do you remember I guess maybe, I don't know if you guys watch it. Bob, did you ever watch Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Like, so that when they brought it back in the 90s, that first episode, the first episode was the last, he travels to this time where it's the last human being on Earth.
Yeah, the sun's about to explode or
Yeah,
whatever.
the sun, yeah. Can you pull up that picture? Yeah. Because this is what I'm looking for. It's just a piece of skin stretched out.
Yeah.
That's it, with a face on it.
That's all we want.
That's what I want for, was that her name, Cassandra O'Brien? Yeah, here it is. Put that on screen. This is what I want. I want my fucking flip-flops to look exactly like this. And I want the face on it, and I want it to talk to me.
Same. Well, I don't want it to talk to me.
I want it to talk to me.
But if it's a Chomo,
No, not if it's a chomo.
All right.
You pick good people that just happen to be dying.
It looks like the blowfish from SpongeBob.
I want criminals. Like I think I would pay more for a criminal. I wouldn't pay that much for somebody's dead grandma.
I want Matthew McConaughey.
Good luck. That's going to cost you.
Good, yeah, I can afford it. So it's good leather, one, and then two, I'm like, hey Matt, what do you think about this? Oh, and he does.
He would talk to you all day.
Yeah, that would. You know how fucking cool that would be.
Anthony, man, I think you're going to have a great fucking day, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want a living child molester. You go to McDonald's and he's
I
like,
want a
"Is there
dead
play
one."
place? Is there a play place?
Exactly.
You want to eat by the play place?
I want a fucking dead chomo on my foot where it's just like, oh man, those are beautiful. Whose face is that?
But how do you know?
A fucking chomo.
How do you know you're not getting chomo by osmosis at that point? You know what I mean?
You don't. I mean, look.
That's a too big a risk. I'd have to kill myself if I did that.
Sure. What about like a bank robber or something like that? That'd be fun.
If it was a super interesting guy, somebody that's like
Bonnie and Clyde.
Fun, but not because they were lunatics.
I want that.
No,
I want lunatics.
you don't,
I want crazies, dude. I want psychos.
You want somebody that's crazy like Gary, not somebody that's crazy like fucking.
I'd wear your skin on my feet.
Yeah,
You want
Gary's
you want a Dillinger on your feet.
Yeah, Dillinger was awesome. I'd take Dillinger.
All right.
He was just a guy that didn't like law enforcement.
I'll take whoever. Give me a Billy the Kid's face, dude. I'll take that.
There's a good biopic on Netflix of Billy the Kid.
Is it really?
Just came out like a month ago, I think.
All right.
It's awesome.
Give me Lou Diamond Phillips, too, after he dies. I hope he lives a long life, but if he dies, I want LDP's face on my feet.
I wish I could have gotten Paul Rubens, you know?
Oh, Pee Wee Herman?
Yeah, just because, the Pee Wee Herman thing is funny, and then he did a bunch of stuff with Cheech and Chong back in the day, and he was a good actor, you know? He was great in Blow.
It would be a great flex if you just did all Pauls. So it was like Paul Rubens, Paul Walker.
Paul Walker's would definitely be dark. Crispy, even.
They're for outdoors, okay?
Yeah.
It's for
that might be
going on vacation.
That might be the bottom of the sandal.
Plus, you get a child molester.
Only technically.
Two at one time. Two at one time. That's an inside joke. Feel free to look that up on your own, kids. And if you are looking things up on the internet, go to drinkinbros.com. Get all the merch on there. We're stocked up, dude. Bro Box stocked up, everything. Got the new Trump shirts on there. Pull them up, Bob. Also, you can submit Drinkin Bro of the Week on there. It'll get sent to us live on air. We'd love to see you guys in person, though, and we do have some people in the studio today. Throw those Chump shirts up there. There we go. Look at that. Oh, we got the Peanut shirt, dude. Free Peanut. Well, we can't because Peanut's dead, but...
Jay sent me the... by the way, they tested Peanut, no rabies. So all that was for no fucking reason.
Yeah, dude.
At any rate, Jay sent me the line art for the next Bro Box shirt last night. It's fucking nuts.
That's what he's told me, but he said I can't see it until...
He's got to add some other stuff.
You're done with it. That's what he said.
Cocaine and some other stuff.
Okay.
It's going to be wild. It's going to be the best Christmas shirt that we've ever made.
Get the Bro Box right now, kids, on drinkinbros.com.
Yeah, you have until... What day is today?
November 14th.
14th. You have 2 more days to get this one. I drink periodically.
I love this one. And the glass.
And the glassware, yeah. And then after that, it's going to be the Christmas one. So
boom, pop this
Get
over.
your shit together.
There we go. This is my favorite one. I drink out of this. I love it. All right. There's a bachelor party back here. A bunch of you guys have important jobs, but then one guy doesn't. Who's the loser that can come up on the show? There he is. Yeah, come on in. I mean it in a fun way. All right? Kind of looks like Alex Jones' stunt double a little bit. Oh, the Shy Cops. Oh, man. Poor Alex. He lost InfoWars today. The Onion bought it. And they're not doing anything with it. They're just taking the data and shit and the phone numbers and emails. Pop that in close to your face. They're about an inch from your mouth. There you go.
First time you said that, huh?
Look at that. Exactly. You've listened to the show. Look, you could be Alex Jones' stunt double in a movie. Yeah, ball by
people coming down. That's what he did before.
RFK Jr. is going to change the government. We're gonna have some information and some UFOs, and it's crazy.
So it's another dollar in the Alex Jones was right jar.
Yeah, exactly. It was the one he got wrong. That cost him everything, unfortunately. Tell everybody your name.
Chris. We're going to stay with that.
Sure, Chris. Is there another person that looks like you besides Alex Jones?
There's actually a funny story about that. I'm not allowed in Canada.
Okay. Is that true?
From another Chris.
Really?
Same birthday.
Oh, that's wild. Dude.
Yeah. I'm on a watch list with probably Dan.
Yeah, you definitely are.
Can't fly international without checking in.
No shit. Look
True story.
at you. Yeah.
Yeah. Not me, though.
No, the other Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Who do you want to give Drinkin Bro of the Week to?
I'm actually going to give Drinkin Bro of the Week to my lovely wife, who actually turned me on to Drinkin Bros. And
really?
Yeah, it was her idea to come down here. We're going to go to Texas A&M game, but meeting up with a couple people, and dog got sick, so you can't put the dog in boarding when it's sick. So she's like, you know what? Come on down. Still go to the game. Go to Drinkin Bros.
Fuck yeah, that rocks, dude. That's awesome. Who's A&M playing this weekend?
Fuck if I know. I think it's like New Mexico State or something.
New Mexico State.
New Mexico State. What's the spread on that?
I don't know, like 24.
A couple guys said, you want to go to a football game? I said, yeah.
Yeah, why not, dude? Is it at A&M?
Yes.
Fucking A. Let's go, dude. All right. I heard they raged there. Night game? Afternoon game? What time?
I think so. I think it's like 4 or 6, something like that.
Look at you, dude. You're going to be blackout. You want to take a fucking 12-pack of Hard AF with you?
Actually, I was coming to check on my investment. I am owner in a seltzer company.
There you go, dude. WeFunder.com/HardAF Seltzer. You can be an owner as well. For real, take a 12-pack to the game and enjoy it, man. Fuck yeah, dude. It's going to be a great weekend. America's back. Mike Tyson's fighting tomorrow night. For Christ's sakes, dude. I love it. Fucking A, we're back, baby. Go to iTunes, rate the show a 5-star, and leave a quick review. Also, head on over to Spotify. It's just a 5-star, and you can walk away. For D'Anthony Hollaway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin Bro.